Good day, class. For our plate number 11, the first thing to do is for us to create the layer for our paper. So don't forget to activate the layer paper. Using a rectangle command, type at 297mm, comma 210, and then zoom. Next is type LA for our layer and create another layer, which is the border, and then assign color, which is cyan, and assign line weight, which is 0.60. Don't forget to activate the layer. Next is for us to offset the paper for us to create the border line, and then using the properties, let us manually change the layer to border. And then for us to create the title block, let us explode the border line, then offset by 20. The next thing to do is for us to create the partitions for each title blocks. So for the first partition, the offset distance is 20, then other 60, and then trim the excess lines. Next is let us offset again by 10, and then let us trim the excess line. Let us now create the other title blocks by offsetting 5, and then let us trim the unnecessary lines. Another partition here. Next, let us offset this one by 5mm. Then trim unnecessary line, and then let us offset this one another one for this title block. Once we are done with the border lines, the next thing to do is for us to open the layer and create text layer. So don't forget to assign color, which is magenta, and then don't forget to set the line weight to default. Activate the layer by clicking twice, and then let us start with the first title block. Of course, in creating layer text rather, let us start creating the text style by typing ST, and then let us click new. Then let us type the desired text style, Swiss 721 BT or BLK BT for our first text style. Click OK, and then change the font name or font style to Swiss 721 BLK BT. Okay, and then next is for us to set current, and then click yes. For this one, the justification will be middle center. So you'll have to type the MTP. So our first point, and then second point, and then there we go, our MTP or mid between 2 points. Text height should be 2.5, and then type the desired word, which is technical drafting. Again, for this one, the justification is middle center. Then copy this one, and then just edit the word. You can do this if the title block has the same height and the same width, and then of course the same length. Next, again, we are still in the textile Swiss 721 BLK BT. Again, the justification for this one is middle center. So get the mid between 2 points. That is our MTP. So again, the height for this one is also 2.5. For this one, you have to type your name. And then again, we can also copy this one since they have the same height and the same length. So just double click. And then type the desired word, which is house planning. For our next title block, so we'll be having the plate number. So again, we need the text here. So type, we'll have to get the MTP, and then type the desired word. So let us now move to the next title block. So for this one, we'll be having the next text style, which is Roman S. Again, after typing new, let us find the specific text style or font name, which is Roman S. Then next is set current, and then click yes, then close. For this one, we'll be using the justification middle left. So type DT, and then you type justification ML, and then type from, and then we'll be seeing here. So first we'll have to get the middle of 2 points to get the base point, and then type the second point, which is the distance, which is 2. Then click. So the height should be 2.5. Then type the desired text, which is CAD designer. So don't forget the colon. As for this one, since they have the same length and height, you can just copy the first text. Okay, so again, for this one, after typing the middle left, you'll have to type the MTP and then the second base point, which is 2. Okay, so for this one, we have project title, and then for this one, we have the sheet content. Then colon. And then for this one, you'll just have to edit this one, and then of course you'll have to change the width factor. So you go to the properties of the text, this one, okay. So the width factor should be 0.6 for it to be fit in the specified area. So let us now proceed to the sheet content. For our sheet content, we'll be using the next text style, which is the Roman C. So after typing new, then typing the name, we have to find the specific text style for this one, which is Roman C. Then click yes. So again, for this one, the justify should be middle center. So type MTP to get the point. Then the height for this one is also 2.5. So for our first block, type architectural symbols. So for our architectural symbols, this includes what we call AutoCAD 2D templates. And then for our second block, you can just copy the text since they have the same height and length. Then type fixtures and furnitures. Then we are now done with the last block, which contains the date and then the name of your teacher, which is checked by. So you can just copy this one since the justify is with the left. Then edit this one, which is date, and then the date finish. So don't copy this one, you have to type here the date that you have finished the date number 11. Again, you can also change the width factor for this one, or you can just make use of the uh, MA or match properties. So you can just add check by yours truly, Alan A. Moran. And then using the space bar for you to create separation between the two contents. Okay, so we are now done with the title block. So the next thing to do is creating the drawing. Okay, so we all know for this one we need visible line. So this is formerly the line. So name it as visible line, and then change the color to yellow. Then line weight is 0.35. So don't forget to make use of the proper layer for your drawings. This is very important. So for our first drawing, we'll be having the water closet, or also known as the toilet bowl. So let us first create using the rectangle command. Type at 50, 20. Okay, so this is a little bit huge. Okay, let us put type rectangle, then click a point at 20, 50 at 50, 20. Okay. Then next is for us to create the command ellipse. So using the command ellipse, you'll have to get the center here, and then type the coordinates at 55, haba niya 55, and then angle 270 since pababa siya. Okay, and then you'll have to type the width or length. Okay, so for the length, it should be 200 or 20 rather. Next is for us to move this one upward, but we cannot just move it, no, na basta-basta lang. So type the center, and then type at 5 angle 90. Since pataas siya, kaya 90 degree. And then 5 is the distance of movement. Then let us trim the excess lines or excess arc. Next is for us to offset inside. So offset by 3, and then let us explode this one for us to offset the bottom line. Okay, offset, and then using the command fillet, the radius should be 5. Okay, so fillet radius is 5. Yan. Then again the fillet. Okay, so we are now done with the closet or water closet. So let us try to move it a little bit. Then later we'll let us check if there's a need for us to adjust this one. Okay, so the next will be the lavatory. So click at any point, and then the coordinate should be at. Okay, so mali siya. It should be at 5 or 50, 40. And then next we'll have to offset this one inside. So type offset, distance is 3. So offset it inside. And then the next thing na gagawin natin is gagamit tayo ng command stretch. So for stretch, you'll have to select the line na i-stretch natin, then enter, and then click yung gitna na i-stretch natin. And then para sa ating displacement, we have at, and then yung distance na mag-stretch nya, which is 4, angle pababa, which is 270. Ayan, so makikita natin na stretch siya papunta sa baba. So let us now make the corners rounded by typing fillet. The radius should be 3. So yung sa loob muna ng lavatory natin. Yan. And then let us now fillet the outside. The radius is 60 or 6 rather. So kung makikita natin, 60 ginamit is hindi siya nag-radius. So it should be 6. Yan. And then just click enter because AutoCAD remembers your previous command. Next, let us now put the sink at the center or little bit upper center. So type C, and then we will type T and then T for temporary track. And then click the midpoint. So ito yung magiging para pinaka temporary track natin, no? Yan. So situate midpoint. Okay. So type again C and then double T for temporary track. And then midpoint. So situate, nakikita natin to. And then it's possible naka-off ang ating ortho. Yan. And then just type the diameter, which is 1.5. Yan. Let's now move to the next. So dito, we'll be using the command rectangle. But this time we'll be using the dimension option. So sabi niya, specify the length and then the width. Okay, so width natin ay 60 by 50. Next is for us to create the rectangle inside using from. So from this corner and then magta-type tayo ng distansya. So normally 30 and then 30. Or 3, 3. Okay? So at 3, 3. Yan. That is our coordinate. Yan. 3 yan from the corner. Then next, the size of the sink, which is at more. It should be 40. At 40, 44. Then enter. Next. So type line and then click from. So from the base point, ano yung distansya natin? 3. Angle 0. So makikita natin yan, no? 0 dahil 0 angle yan. So kailangan naka-ortho tayo. And then the length. So maging coordinate natin dyan ay at 41 or 4, 4.1 rather. At 41 angle 0. Okay. Next, that we'll be using the next command, which is the command to copy array or negative array. So type negative AR, select the object, type rectangular, since rectangular ang ating array. Number of rows should be 6 dahil 6 ang kailangan natin. And then this one, enter lang. The distance between, and we'll be having the apostrophe and then type CAL. Enter. And then expression 44/5. Okay. So ito yung magiging design ng ating sink. Next, we'll be having the sink at the center or upper center of the 2D template. So again, type center, and then we have the temporary track here. Then type the distance from the center mula doon sa midpoint natin. And then type the radius. Let us now move to the next 2D template. So again, type rectangle. And then again we'll be using the dimension. The length is 60. Enter. The width is 63. Enter. So isa to sa mga option ng rectangle, which is the dimension. Next, explode the object. Kasi mag-offset tayo mamaya. So, this one is a refrigerator. Okay. Next is, we will now offset this one for us to create the door. So, type offset and then offset this one. And then, i-fill it natin para maging rounded ang ating refrigerator dun sa door niya. The door of the refrigerator. Okay. So, the radius is 3. Fill it, radius. And then, let us now create a handle. So, for this one again, rectangle. And then, let us find the endpoint here. Then, type at 5, comma, 5. It should be negative, okay? So, ulitin natin. Rect, dahil pababa kasi siya, it should be at 50, comma, or 5, comma, negative 5. Kasi pababa siya eh. Yan. So, we are done with the refrigerator. Let us now move to the second to the last, to the 2D template. So, for this one, command rectangle. And then, at 60, comma, 63. Yan. So again, using the command circle. So this one is a range from. So from class, mag-start tayo sa point ng yan. And then, of course, the base point, which is 1 at 15 or 1.5. Yan, at 15 and 15 pala. Okay, it is not 1.5, 15, comma 15. And then the diameter is 7.5. So pakitignan na lang dito sa ating command line window, no? Yung mga specifications. Or you can just measure your handouts. So for the next one, type L. And then type from. Click the center. Yan. And then type at. And then yung haba ng ating line, 5. Angle natin ay 45. Yan. So, mag-stop siya doon. And then again, yung haba ng line, which is at 5, comma, or angle, 45. Okay, yan. Next is we'll be using the array, which is the polar array. So, again, for array, negative AR, enter, select the object, enter. And then, type of array, polar, dahil babilog siya. Type P. And then, the center point should be the center of the circle. Ayun. So, siguraduhin natin na naka-open ang O-stop natin. Again, 4 copies ang kailangan natin. And then, 360 degree. So, enter na lang yan. Type Y for yes. Ayan. Ayan. Again, since ang gagawa pa tayo ng tatlong copy, again, we'll be using the negative AR. Ayan. This time, it will be rectangular array. So, select all the object. Enter. And then type R for rectangular array. And then number of rows. So dalawang rows kasi to. And then number of columns. And then i-enter na lang natin to. Or type negative 30. And then 30. Siya. So we have the rings. And then for our last, we'll be having the dryer. Symbol for dryer or 2D template for dryer. So again, for this one, gagamit tayo ng command rectangle. So again, ang ginamit pala natin yung rectangle, no? It will be polygon. So pwede rin ng polygon. So circumscribe. And then, the radius is 30. So, pag-move na lang natin. So, for this command, type polygon and then enter the number of sides. Yun ang tatanong niya. And then, type C for circumscribe. Then, type C. And then, TK for first tracking point. So, for our first tracking point, find the midpoint here. And then, the second midpoint. Then, type 25. Okay, let us repeat. So, sometimes, nagkakaroon ng ganyan. So, gagawin na lang natin is to repeat. Type circle and then TK for first tracking point, second tracking point. And then, specify the radius. The radius is 25. Ayan. So, we are done with the 6 2D templates. So, let us now position them properly for us to put text. Para makapaglagay tayo ng text sa ilalim ng bawat templates. So, let us adjust this one. Pataas. Then, iba natin ng konti ito. Then, the next will be the range. So, after moving the symbols on the right places, let us now give them names, no? So, again, pupunta ulit tayo sa command, dimension text. So, for this one, gagamit ulit tayo ng middle center, no? For our justification or justify. Again, text style for this one is Roman D. Gagamit tayo ng ibang text style. And then, the height is 3 centimeter. Ayan. So, kung tapos na tayo, let us now create another text style which is Roman D. Then, click OK. And then, find Roman D. Then, set current. So, again, huwag na tayo mag-set muna ng height. Hindi na kailangan mag-set ng height. Next, type D. DT for dimension text. And then, justify, and then type MC para pagitna siya. Okay, so estimate natin yung pinakagitna. So, before that, now let us first activate the text layer. Again, the height of our text should be 3. Pwede naman natin palitan yung height niya. Kaya let us retype the water closet. The text for water closet. Ayan. The height is 3. Then type water closet. So the next text for other 2D templates, you can just copy the water closet and then just edit it para mas mapabilis ang trabaho natin. Ayan. So tansyahin na lang natin paano yung nasa gitna. And then there's this one. So don't forget to edit, no? Text. The next thing to do is for us to edit the text. So for this one, this will be the laboratory. This one is the kitchen sink. Then we have the refrigerator. Then we have the range. Then the last one we have the dryer. So now we are done. So the next thing to do is for us to save the file. Yan. We can also if you have the printer, you can also create the print preview for you to check the layer. You can also make use of the publish to web to JPEG or publish JPEG to PNG. Yan, pwede rin yan. And then the rest, alam na natin yung procedure dyan. Adjust the monochromatic, etc. etc. Okay? So the last thing to do is to save the file. So ito yung pinaka-importante, ano? So Control S, shortcut key, and then find the destination folder, which is technical drafting. Then section. Then type your name. Example, Juan H. De La Cruz. comma, plate 11. Then save. As you can see, na rename na, no? So that's it for our plate number 11.